Thank you for the panel. That was, I have to say, I'm really glad I scheduled this then. I know everyone sort of starts to get attrition and fatigue, but I wanted something really interesting and really engaging so that we could end on a high note and really recognize why we're here and what we can achieve with the collaborative opportunities. And I'd like to say, I'll be brief. I promise you can all go home or go out or escape the library soon. But I think we can all agree this has been a really wonderful event. And I'm not just saying that because I'm one of the organizers. We've had 21 sessions, 67 speakers, and 1,500 delegates from over 90 countries across the world. And this has been a really, really rich event, filled with valuable insights as we've exchanged ideas, discussed our challenges, and shared our solutions. And I want to take this opportunity to provide a brief summary of the key takeaways from each of our sessions. These have been provided by our chair people, because obviously I couldn't attend every single session, but all of the recordings are being provided. We'll be putting Arabic translations on or English for the Arabic sessions, and they will be on the website in a couple of weeks. You'll be emailed and notified. So let this little summary whet your appetite for some of the things you didn't manage to catch this time around. The first keynote highlighted the need to move beyond a focus on open access outputs and consider the broader scope of reach and impact, stressing that the importance of recognizing and supporting the circularity of practical application and really, again, attending to reproducibility and integrity. The Regional Advancements Roundtable explored strategies for the development and implementation of open science policies and practices, including sustainable funding, supported policymaking, and potential collaborative activities. The Leadership Roundtable offered an exceptional high-level overview of key priorities and strategies for transitioning to open for healthcare organizations, research funders, and libraries. Panel A, our first online panel, argued that openness should be the default where possible, and achieving this requires collaboration between all stakeholders, actors, and providers in the scholarly communications ecosystem. God, you can tell us. It's the end of the day, to ensure practical, equitable, and sustainable funding approaches, financial models, and conceptual touchpoints for collective action and community governance that are inflected by local perspectives. Panel B's focus was on the vital importance of fostering an open research network to enhance visibility and collaboration through fair data practices, persistent identifiers, and enriched institutional repositories, promoting Arabic content and user-friendly interfaces to support open science. Panel C suggested that despite openness facing many challenges and barriers across both the global north and south, namely due to power hierarchies, funding issues, and the commercialization of knowledge, much has already been achieved at regional and global levels through making small leaps in opening up existing knowledge and building capacity and competence in competency amongst researchers from the global south. Panel D focused upon the importance of open access in health research, the role of digital libraries, and strengthening open science infrastructure to enhance information access. It also highlighted the role of grey literature in scholarly communication, emphasizing that these documents are not controlled by commercial publishers despite being protected by intellectual property rights. Panel E explored the use of AI in institutional repositories to enhance digital resources and the visibility of Arab language research, highlighting the impact of machine-aided translation tools and productivity, and emphasizing the need for collaboration among institutions, researchers, and tech developers to integrate these tools effectively. Panel F, no one actually gave me the summary, so I can't provide that one, I'm afraid. Panel G offered a multifaceted bilingual exploration of the state of engagement with open practices in the Arab world and argued for more proactivity in embracing open practices to enhance equity and inclusivity within academia and beyond. Panel H offered a top-level overview of open access publishing practices throughout the region, but also demonstrated that we could and should do more to enhance inclusivity and equity. Panel I explored alternatives to expensive commercial publishing venues, as current publishing models, including indexing platforms, do not fit local needs, but noted that the Arab world, has technical, financial, and institutional limitations hampering the uptake of these alternatives, but concluded that more needs to be done to support local open access journals and alternative business models, such as preprint, screen, and OA, and also that more transparency is needed in open metrics for assessment. Panel K looked at best practices and practical experiences and highlighted that one size does not fit everyone, so localization of approaches is a priority. Panel L focused on the vital importance of repositories, both institutional and national, addressing the challenges regarding funding, human capacity and intellectual property, and awareness, or rather the lack thereof, which necessitate a nationally coordinated approach and coordination between library and faculty. Panel M, a delightfully succinct summation from the moderator, said, open science means bridging the gap between awareness and adoption, which I think we can all agree with. Panel N reiterated the underlying message of the event that open science is about collaboration and participatory science, about investing together in the resources we need and in working with multiple actors to ensure access is enabled and preserved. And of course, the excellent libraries panel, which we've just had, exploring the needs, goals, and priorities of libraries across the Gulf, the need for greater visibility and awareness of these projects and understanding of their benefits. And I want to finish with the message of our second keynote from this morning. Communication really matters. Words can make a difference, but in order to set common community goals, we need to find incentives, levers, and identify what pushes them to take action. This will be incremental and take time, but it is worth the effort. So overall, if I was to reduce this event's overarching message to 3 words, it would be communication, collaboration, and localization. And I think we have heard those again and again and again over the last 2 days. And I think we can all agree that there really are some significant opportunities for us all to explore, and numerous potential opportunities for partnership as individuals, as institutions, and as a region as a whole. And I look forward to hearing about everyone's progress and achievements next year at the next annual Forum for Open Research. So once again, I want to thank all of our panelists, our moderators, and the delegates for their insights and contributions. I want to thank our sponsors for their support and all our staff and volunteers. And of course, obviously, I need to thank the Qatar National Library for their generous and gracious hosting of the 3rd annual forum. We couldn't have had this hugely successful event without you. And what better place to gather and collaborate than here in this gorgeous building at the heart of Doha's education city. But before you all escape, one quick thing. The event is not actually over yet. We do still have 2 really, really great workshops taking place tomorrow here in the library. The first will take place from 9:30 to 11:30 and provide an in-depth instruction on how to build an institutional repository led by the Qatar National Library, so they can really share a lot of their experiences. You've heard a lot about them in the different panels over the last couple of days, but they're going to offer you a step-by-step guideline. So if you want to know what to do, please do go to that. And the second workshop will run from 12 till 1, which will be with Rick Anderson of Brigham University. He's a scholarly kitchen editor. He's a hugely fantastic speaker. If you haven't yet had the pleasure of hearing Rick speak, please do join. It'll be a very interesting and engaging workshop, providing a comprehensive overview of open access publishing strategies and the business models that underlie them. There are still spaces left for these, I believe, so do speak to the registration desk and reserve your spot. They'll be taking place upstairs in the auditorium. Also, if anyone is still around tomorrow evening, a little bird told me that the National Philharmonic Orchestra for Qatar will be playing here in this room tomorrow evening, and that's a free event on a sort of first come, first served basis. Finally, we are popping into the Old Town this evening and having a little wander around. It's not a planned thing. There's no formal tour, but if you want to join us, we'll be sort of at the entrance at about 8 o'clock. So grab Lizette or my number if you want to liaise and join us there. So without further ado, thank you again to everyone here in this room, to everyone joining us online, and to everyone who has supported us to get this event organized. And, you know, we made it through most of the event now. I can kind of relax a bit. It's been an absolute honor to have you all working with us towards a more open and more knowledgeable Arab world. And I hope you will all join us again next year, participate in our regular monthly activities, and continue to be part of our community. So thank you very much.